guys, so I thought I would do this video. So I basically thought I would show my Game Boy collection. So this is Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, SP, Micro, etc. And basically also talk about what ones were the big games for me when I was a child and when I was growing up, and what I have nostalgia for and what is probably trash, but nostalgia tells me they are amazing. So the first things first is this, because in here, did I put it back? No, I didn't. So this. So this was the first Game Boy that I ever had. I didn't have an original Game Boy. I had a Game Boy Color, and it was this like royal blue colour, and I really I loved this one. Like, it got thrown against the wall, everything, because as you're a kid you don't understand the cost of things, the value of things, and how if it breaks you're not getting a new one. I had the Game Boy for many years, so it wasn't just a fad for me. It wasn't, oh, a Game Boy and then this and then that. I basically had this. One time when I went to, I think we went to Tenerife, unfortunately someone saw me walking around playing with my Game Boy, and they watched me to see what, basically like what apartment I went in, and they pretty much came in and stole my Game Boy collection and all my Game Boy games. And obviously back in the day everything was on cartridges, so it was easy for them to just steal them, because I would carry multiple ones with me in case I wanted to play different games. But yeah, so after this one went, I ended up with this one. These are not the original consoles that I had as a child, unfortunately. As I said, this one did get stolen, so that's why I went out and made sure I got one of these. Then we went to one of the Tenerife marketplaces, and my dad purchased me another one, and it was this one. Not this particular console. This console came from a boot sale for about £10. But either way, it was this colour and style of console. So what that is basically 90s version of see-through. So crystal see-through. It has many names. My phone just buzzed, but it's nothing important. But yeah, so it's weird, but that's basically what they call it. So out of all of that stuff, basically the next one I had was a Game Boy Advance, and I didn't have an SP. I just didn't. I had an Advance like this, and I believe this was probably purchased for me for birthday or Christmas, and I basically got it in regards to close to when the SP actually came out, so I could have had a backlit one, but unfortunately I got this one, but I loved it nonetheless. This one I actually picked it off a Traveller's site. They were getting rid of a load like this and like 4 games, and this was not that long ago, so it wasn't being stolen, in case anyone thinks that. But yeah, so this one, and it works fine. The only downside was the back bit here is actually broken. You can see it matches the colour better, so I've had to buy a clear version, which, as you can see here, the colours don't exactly match, but unfortunately this doesn't stay in. So I will eventually find one proper one to match, but this is the case it came in. So then I just have an amalgamation of consoles that I have purchased in numerous places. So mainly it will be off of boot sales and Gumtree, because I can pick them up off boot sales and Gumtree for like really cheap, and then they go to my collection. And my aim personally is to get one of each variant of each Game Boy, so in each colour. So what I mean by that is every single Game Boy Light in every colour variant they did. Obviously I'm aware some are very expensive, so it would vary depending on price, as well as like every Game Boy Color, different colour, every SP, etc. kind of thing. So yeah, I have a silver one of these. I have like a pink one of these. This is a Game Boy Pocket. This one actually seems to have batteries in it. No, it's just, these are just heavy. Okay. So I have 2 Game Boy Pockets. I never had a Game Boy Pocket personally, but I picked these up on my travels from somewhere, and these are actually in really good condition, and I like the weird shape, the fact they're all round apart from one edge is not. So I've got those two. Trying to look. That is one of the SP cases that I have. This is something that it's got a price on it, but I'm pretty sure it was actually given to me because they couldn't sell it. So this is my organizer pocket and color. So for a Game Boy Pocket or a Game Boy Color, because they do obviously change in size and variants. So this is what it looks like. So as far as I can tell, you'd put your Game Boy in here. You would put, so that's got a TV on it, so that would be for like a TV aerial. In here, I have no idea. Okay. So these do all pull out. And in here, this would be like your headphones. I think, yeah, that one is the charger. That is for extra batteries. And then that would be for your joining cable. So if you wanted to play with friends and stuff. And then over here would be for your game cartridges. Which they do actually have a little clip, so you can clip them up. And it has like a satchel, so you could have worn it as a bag. Because in the 90s and 2000s, kids, we were cool. So I do have two SPs. I have this one, which is a blue style one, which these two did come off of Gumtree with a handful of games. Really freaking cheap. And I'm so glad I purchased them. And this one, and these are notably to say actually have everything in. They have the instructions in it. They have, so it was these are supposed to come with like a car charger, everything, complete inbox. So I have that one too. This is one of the cases that I have to hold the pink SP. And then the main other console that I have is this one. So this is a Game Boy Micro. So micros were really, really popular, and unfortunately they actually released very late into life of the Game Boy series and family. So they were very, very close to the original Nintendo Switch and Nintendo DS coming out. So they just didn't hit off as well as they should have done. There was also low stock and low quantity of these. They were also very, very small. Most gamers had grown up by then, and it was, like myself, at least a teenager, and your hands were too big for the little controls. Unfortunately, it's a shame because the actual screen itself is incredibly good, and this is one of the desired ways to play Game Boy Color games, or Game Boy Advance games, sorry. So at the moment, so that kind of sucks. Unfortunately as well, the thing that people didn't like with this was all the game consoles that came before were backwards compatible. This only played Game Boy Advance games and couldn't play Game Boy Color or Game Boy games. So that really put it down the back with the, unfortunately, without the rest. The other thing that really, unfortunately, left this out was the fact that this bit here is called a Game Boy Micro plate, and you might have seen they kind of revived that with the new 3DS's, but this here is a plate. So these plates unfortunately did come off. They got broken and damaged quite a lot. So most of these consoles you see for sale are more expensive when they're intact, like this one. Unfortunately, most of them, because they were given to children, it's one of those things, have all been broken. So they did do interchangeable plates, but they were mainly in America and mostly in Japan. We actually got none of the interchangeable plates in the UK, even though we got the console itself, and that seemed very silly. Obviously, a plus for it was the fact you could charge it, so you could with the SP, you could actually charge this from the wall, and it would hold a good battery life for quite a long time. And yeah, the music and volume were very, very good. It just came out in the wrong time, and unfortunately they they didn't think about certain things. This actually came from a boot sale. I don't know how much I paid for it. I remember being so excited when I purchased it, and as I purchased it, because originally I'd waited because some guy was looking at it, and I'd never seen one in the wild, and he was like, no, it's pink, no, I can't, it's pink. And it was the fact it was pink that he didn't want to pick it up. I purchased it, I think, for no more than 25 quid. But either way, as I purchased it, and he came back and he was like, I don't care, I just need it because he was never going to find one elsewhere, and it was a good price. And the guy was like, unfortunately it's sold. And he was like, so yeah, that is just one of those things. But yeah, Another peripheral I've got is this. So when we couldn't see things, this is what we used to do. So this clips onto your Game Boy. This is made by Joytech. It clips onto your Game Boy. It magnifies the screen, and you can put a battery in it. In here, I don't even think I can push this. Oh, I can. There's no batteries in this because I don't keep batteries in anything, but it's got a light on it as well, so I have that. Then I have this, which is a full accessory pack, which, as you can see, has another one of these. So this I got from a charity shop for really cheap, and it was just kind of funky and kind of reminiscent of the time, so I thought I would pick it up and basically store it, keep it away and keep it safe. It's weird colours, it's like red and blue. I assume it's supposed to be like a Mario kind of theme, as you can see our boy here. But yeah, it's not preferably the colour I would choose. I would prefer like see-through purple, but it still does the job. I'm going to leave that on to the end. So these are some of the other things that we had on our Game Boys. So these are for the Game Boy SPs or the Game Boy Advance systems. So these are basically videos on a cartridge. So it's kind of like the UMDs that they did for the PSP, because they knew people wanted to watch stuff on the go. So these were basically, this one I have here is Yu-Gi-Oh, and it has part 3 and part 4 of episode 177 and 178. So that is Friends Till the End and Friends Till the End, the conclusion. Honestly, the quality was really poor. These are something that I am collecting slowly, but I refuse to pay masses for them, and unfortunately some of these are very, very expensive. This one is sealed. I don't actually know if it is. It's made by like not Nintendo, so I think this is factory sealed. I think I purchased it this particular way. This comes with Susie Sings the Blues and Cope de Ville. So this is basically 2 all grown up episodes, and I love Rugrats and All Grown Up, so that is just one of those things. I love that series. Then I have an amalgamation of games. So first of all, I have this one. So this is Resident Evil Gaiden. This is not a legit game, and I don't necessarily sit there and I'm not going to tell you to go and buy fake games, because 1, the quality control, 2, it could get you in trouble and stuff like that. This I bought at a convention, and it basically says Resident Evil Limited Edition. The guy didn't really know what it was, and I basically said it cost me a tenner, and I was kind of hoping it was Gaiden because I really want Gaiden, but Gaiden is very expensive, so I've not really picked it up as of yet. So this is something that I wanted, and so I took a punt on. I was like, if it's Gaiden, it's a win-win. If it's not Gaiden and it's another weird novelty Resident Evil game, kind of like ROM, then it's another kind of win-win, because I do like the weird kind of dodgy games. So this is Resident Evil Gaiden. It is just a fake copy of Resident Evil Gaiden, and I will never sell it in general, and even if I did sell it, I would sell it for what the fact it is. So that's one thing, because obviously unfortunately there are some people that are just mean and poopy brains, I'm going to say that. So I have this one. So this is Bubble Bobble Old and New. So first of all, I love Bubble Bobble. It's one of my favourites. I have it on so many consoles. I have it on PC. I have it, I'm pretty sure, on the 3DS and the DS. I'm pretty sure we have it on the N64 and stuff like that. So this one though, I don't know where I found it, but I knew the minute I found it I had to have it. So this is this pack. So this pack actually came with a cable up the top, so this is so that you can play with your friends. This cable also works for Pokemon and any other games that you need it to, so save me 1, buying a cable, but 2, this collection here still intact with this attached to this, because this is just stuck, like the most poor design ever. This is just stuck to this, so it's still attached, it still looks good. The wires are still good, everything is in the box. It's actually kind of worth a little bit of money now, so that's kind of cute, so I like that. I'll put it there neat and nice. The next thing I have, which I love, because I seem to buy a few things before it goes like everyone wants it, so I bought this. So this is something that I really wanted as a kid, and the next one that I do really still want to get is the camera, because I never had the camera as a kid because my parents said no and it was a waste of money. They're probably not wrong, but still. This is the e-reader for the Game Boy. So I'm pretty sure this is, yes. So this is for a Game Boy like Advance or SP. So as you can see, it clips in here perfectly. It will clip in to other consoles. So it won't clip into a Game Boy Color. It won't clip into a light or an original Game Boy, but it will clip into the SPs. I know that one. But you just have to kind of be careful in a sense, because this bit does protrude. So, but it does work and it will work. But yeah. So what you do with this is you swipe a certain amount of cards, and the cards came from everything because our cereal was so much better. It came with cereal, it came with like if you went to an event, etc. So I love these. So I have random ones. So I have air hockey. So this is a promotional card that I have. Again, this is another promotional card, so I can watch amazing shows and stuff like that. So this is from Fox, apparently, by the looks of it. So this has Do the Kirby Slide. So this is a promotional card for Kirby Slide. And then I have stuff like this. So I have Donkey Kong 3. These are all open at the bottom. I've just kept the packaging. I have Golf for the e-reader. I have Excite Bike. I have Tennis. I have Clu Clu Clan. I have original Donkey Kong. I have Pinball, and I have one of these. So this is kind of more what we would consider a blind pack, the best way to say it. So in here is an amalgamation of different cards. So first of all, I have a full set of Pokemon cards for Machop, Machoke and Machamp. So these I can put in the game if I choose. I have Animal Crossing. It's time to move into Animal Crossing, the real-time life game that always playing even when you stop. Available now. Scan the card, man. I don't actually know what you get off of this because I've never had a GameCube Game Boy player, so you have to attach it to the bottom, and this would be for the GameCube version. So I've got that. Oh, sugar. And also in here is this one. So this one is Manhole, 1 card per game. So that is something very important to know about these, and that is certain cards have certain parts that they need. So if I grab one of these cards, so for Kirby here, what you will actually have to do is you have to scan the bottom, then turn it up and scan the top. And if there is 5 cards to make the game work, you have to do those 5 cards, and each card will have 2 on it, so there'll be 10 scans to do until you get it right. And sometimes it can be a bit disheartening and a pain in the bum, but yes, these are something that I treasure, and I really would like to collect, should we say, the rest of them, or at least some more of them. So mainly the games I have now. So again, bear in mind a lot of these have come from boot sales. They are all pretty much pre-loved, apart from a couple of them, or perhaps mine, but either way. So I have Finding Nemo. This came in a pack. This is a Game Boy Advance game. I have 102 Dalmatians, Puppies to the Rescue. And look at that Cruella de Vil face. Like, either way, I have that game. I have Zelda the Minish Cap. So this one is quite a sought after one. I never personally played it, and I heard very good things about it. So I purchased it just to basically play it and give it a go. So I do like it. I never understood how they spelt this. Winx Club, I think that is. I used to watch it on TV. Yes, you'll check my age against when this came out. I still watch cartoons now, and I still like it. I like cartoons either way. I have Bratz. Again, Bratz really weren't my thing. Like, they were, and I would always ask my mum to buy them for me, but she told me I was too old. So that came with a set. Again, Trolls Hair Fairing. hair affair. I used to watch Trolls on telly. I freaking loved it. They were awesome, and they just, yeah, were brilliant. Finding Nemo, The Continuing Adventures. It came with a bundle. That's So Raven. I used to love watching That's So Raven. I believe they're trying to bring it back, so that'll be interesting to see. WarioWare Inc. So this was one of the games that came with the 2 SPs that I bought, and I said I literally paid about £40 I think for the 2 SPs and still other games that I will point out, but I do adore Wario and WarioWare, so this is awesome. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Battle Nexus. Either way, that came either from a boot sale or something like that. Chicken Run. Again, I don't really know where most of these have, shall we say, come from. It is just one of those, as I said, which is just necessarily that I've gone in there and been like, oh, it's a Game Boy game and I don't have it. I don't necessarily purchase them to sell, so I don't look at them and go, I can make money. I go, I haven't got that. Bomberman Tournament I have. This is weird because it kind of is what you will remember. So it does have the other stuff. So it has the battles, but it also has an adventure mode. So that's kind of cute. Harvest Moon 2, Game Boy Advance. So this is the one that they remastered basically recently. I do love myself a bit of Harvest Moon. I never had it on Game Boy, and I have to admit I'm kind of glad. The first experience I ever had with it was on PlayStation 1 with Back to Nature, but either way. Secret Agent Barbie Royal Jewels Mission. I've never been into Barbie, but seemingly I have quite a few Barbie games because one, they seem to hold their value, which is weird, but and there's obviously quite a lot of collectors, but two, obviously girls have Barbie games, and girls are the ones eventually, stereotypically, the ones that get rid of their games. So I kind of end up with Barbie games, like other stuff like this. Hello Kitty. I adore Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty Party Pals. Never played it, but either way, love it. Super Mario Adventure, Super Mario 2 and Mario Bros. Again, this one came from a boot sale, I know that. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. So this one was with those 2 SPs when I purchased them. But yeah, I friggin' love it. It's complete in box. Like the woman, I was like, oh, I remember going and I paid with a bunch of £2 coins because that's all I had. And she was like, no, it's fine, money's money. And I was like, please just take it. The Incredibles on Game Boy Advance. Warriorland 2. So this one I have picked up personally from a video game store. So this is an independent video game store that I do know the gentleman. So one, I love Warriorland, so I picked up pretty much all of them from him because of that reason. Crazy Castle 3. So this one is one that I remembered playing around my childminders. My childminder's oldest son had this and I adored it, so I purchased it for that reason, because I remember playing it with them and it was like really nice. So The Simpsons Night of the Living Treehouse of Horror. This one was one that I had when I was a kid and I literally played it over and over again. It was like, this one is probably nostalgia and it probably is shit, but I adore it. So I couldn't not have it in my collection for that reason. I had a big thing for Simpsons in the obviously the 90s to 2000s, same as most people my age. So so yeah, that for me is a must-have. Dungeons and Dragons Eye of the Beholder. This came from a boot sale. It was the only game on his table and I was just like, how much? Because it was complete in box and everything and it didn't cost me a lot at all. So American Dragon, Jake Long, Rise of the Hunts Clan. So this one I bought from a charity shop near where I used to live. So first of all, I used to watch this when I was a kid and I loved this series. It was obviously based around Jackie Chan and stuff like that as well. Guest starring in it and obviously off the back of Jackie Chan Adventures, which again I adored. This one itself, I honestly don't know if this box is real or fake, and that's just me being honest. It's a bit shiny. Most of these boxes, whilst are shiny, are very matte. This is gloss. So it does seemingly have everything in it, including an instruction manual. Again, that wigs me out and looks like it's printed. So I feel like personally even the cart looks a bit fake, but it does say Gameboy Advance on the top, and I just personally don't know. I wouldn't sell it for that reason, and if I did, I would put a disclaimer on there saying that how I was unsure if it was real or not. But either way, it's nice to have in the collection. Oh, so Advance Wars #1. This was within that bundle. This is complete in box, and again, this one isn't one that I've played, or I played a small amount. I haven't got nostalgia for it, but I know it's a very good game, so I purchased it for that reason. Also within it was this. So this is Advance Wars 2. So that was with the SP bundle that I purchased. This one, again, I know these two are hard to find, especially at the moment, but either way, I knew that it was supposed to be a good game back then, so I purchased it because I wanted to give it a go. Pocket Bomberman. So this is Bomberman the way you've never probably seen him before. So this is the original way that I was pretty much kind of like shown Bomberman. So you have weird enemies, and you have to make sure that you kill all the enemies so that the door opens, get to the door, do that about 4 times to then eventually do the boss. I have completed it multiple times, and I remember when I first completed it and got the dragon, I killed the dragon, and it's amazing. So it's actually a very good game, and if you haven't played it, I would really recommend it. So we have this one. So this is Donkey Kong Land. So this is the original game that I first got given with my Game Boy, and that's the blue one that I was given. This is the one that is the banana yellow pack. So this is complete in box. The box has seen a little bit of better days, but I particularly wanted this game because the nostalgia for me. This was the first game that I ever got on my Game Boy. It's amazing. I've 100%ed it to the point of no returns many times, even though it's so difficult. But when you're a kid and you have nothing else to do, you master things. I'm gonna yawn. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Quest for Camelot. This one came from like a boot sale or a charity shop. Really, really cheap. It's complete in box, and it's based upon is it Disney? I don't know if Quest to Camelot. No, it's a Warner Brothers. So it's based on a Warner Brothers film called basically the same name, A Quest to Camelot, and it was one of my favourite films growing up, and it had one of the guys in it that I used to adore. The blind guy, I used to adore him. But either way, I loved the film, so it's something like kind of reminds me of the film all the time. I have the Game Boy Gallery 5-in-1 games. This is poop. I don't care what people say. And yes, I grew up, and one of the consoles that I had a flip Donkey Kong game, and I had Mole Man. They are just not the good games. I'm sorry. They were for the time. They don't hold up now. Just be honest, they don't really hold up now. There are games that don't hold up as well as others. This one I personally think is not one of them. So unfortunately, it is just one of those things. So this is Final Fantasy Advance Tactics. This is the original one that I actually personally bought. We used to travel a lot when I was a teenager, and we used to go back and forth to Cyprus quite a few times, like literally 4 times a year. Every time we went, I would kind of frequent the little stores and stuff that were there. So basically the stores in the airport, and I would purchase myself this. I bought myself music albums out of that store and everything. So either way, this one, I didn't know anything about Final Fantasy because I didn't have many gamer friends, and I'd heard brief information about it. This is what I thought Final Fantasy was for many years, and when I purchased Final Fantasy on the PlayStation 2, I couldn't understand why it was so different. But either way, this is one of my favourite games. I played many hours on this, and it's something that I will always treasure. I have The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, 4 Swords. This was one that I purchased out of CEX because I wanted 4 Swords to give it a go. I am so grateful that they didn't stick the sticker on the box, because they normally do, because they're Muppets. But either way, it's not from my childhood. I just wanted to play it because, yeah. Polly Pocket Super Splash Island. No idea. It's coming in a bundle of games. I'm just gonna... Hey, they didn't pull down the back. That's a pack. Bomberman Max 2 Blue Adventure. Play as Bomberman, and this is when they tried to copy Pokemon. So this is Bomberman Max. Play as Max Red Advance. So you had the same game, but basically in 2 different colours, and you could play as 2 different people. The adventure, I think, slightly varies, but not enough to... I don't know, Pokemon didn't do it enough, really, to warrant the different games, but either way. Game & Watch Gallery 2. I haven't even played this. It was one that came in a bundle of stuff, and I just kind of thought, well, that carries on with everything else. These games at least look a little bit better, but that's probably because I've never played them. Or I probably have, but I just don't realise. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. This I have no idea. I think this came out of like a bargain bin at a boot sale. So when a vendor decides that he doesn't want something, so he's just like, want shot of the damn thing. And this is complete in box, and it's even got like the little clippy bit, and they always got broken. I know there's only 2 or 3 games that actually did have those kind of clippy things. I've got one other, and the third one I don't think I have. But either way, that I was kind of impressed with. Warriorland 4, again, came from my friend. I adore Warriorland. The games are have so much more personality than some of the Mario games, because he is naughty and it is slapstick. So again, I'm going to say again, I don't condone fake games, but unfortunately I do like to collect these ones. So these are Pokemon games. These are 100% fake. So if you see these out in the wild, they are 100% fake. I bought these knowing these were fake, and still paid a decent price for them back in the day, because they are fake games. But yeah, everything, they changed quite a lot in it. So this one is called Fargo's Returns. Start your adventure on Pokemon Frigo. Returns and receive 1 of 3 basic Pokemon from Professor. Journey through Honey, gaining knowledge and training your Pokemon. Oh, they've just not put a space. Pokemon, and earning badges with the whole goal of becoming a Pokemon master, collecting, battling and training. So these are made completely fake. This is Quartz version. These actually have a collectability with people like myself and other like-minded people, because they are so fake, and we want to collect them, but as I said, they are 100% fake. So Creatures. I had this on the PC, on the 98 PC, and we weren't allowed, like, every time I would say to my parents, like, I really need a, like, so on the PC version, the best way to describe it is you're supposed to have a microphone, because you're supposed to talk to your creatures, and as you talk to them, they'll recognise your voice, you'll teach them certain things, and they will do those things. I could never understand why I couldn't get very far on the PC game until I realised I was supposed to have a mic. I don't know if that's the case with this. I bought this because of the nostalgia of that, and I don't have the PC game for Creatures anymore. But either way, oh my gosh, like, I used to spend hours on this game. Hours. Okay, so I'm going to do both of them at the same time. So I have these. And these are probably, admittedly, the girliest games that I had when I was younger. So this is Sabrina the Animated Spooked and Sabrina the Animated Zapped. I believe I only had this one. It's just when I looked to repurchase this one, I saw this one, panicked, wasn't sure, bought both. This is a simple platformer to do with Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and that is the animated series, not like the real person series. This is cute AF. I love it so much. As I said, they're probably absolute trash, but because nostalgia, I love these. I have Warriorland 3. This is the one that the girl up the road used to have and originally made me love Warriorland. I remember playing it. I remember getting completely stuck on it because originally I'd played Mario games and they were simple, and these actually made you use your brain. So either way, I would recommend this. Again, I picked it up from the independent game store with the gentleman that we know. Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. Again, this was in a bundle of something, but either way, yeah, love it. Love Scooby-Doo. The Sims 2. So this is something that was in a bundle, and I completely keep forgetting that it doesn't actually have the game in. It's complete in box, doesn't have the game in, but recently I have just picked up Sims 2. I had the Sims 2 when I was a kid, and I didn't realise it was going to be so story driven compared to the original Sims that I had on my 98 computer, and like just the Sims 2 in general. But either way, these stories are really good. So I'm actually starting to collect all the original Sims games that were made on the Game Boy. So Sims Herbs, Sims Pets. I think there's another one. But either way, I'm gradually collecting those because the stories in them are amazing. And that sounds weird, but they are. This one, I have Pokemon Pinball. This is complete in box. This was one of the ones that I purchased pretty much straight away because this was one that I had when I was a kid. So much nostalgia. I don't think you can actually delete your progress off of here. I might be wrong, I'm sure you'll tell me. But either way, I adore this. So again, this one, as I said, is complete in box. This one is the second one on the Game Boy that I remember having this bit. As I said, I don't leave batteries in here. The batteries in these games were just mainly for rumble features. As I said, I think it may be Perfect Dark is the only other one, or Alone in the Dark, that might need one, but either way. And then the last one that actually came with the SB collection that I purchased for like £40 was this one. So this is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and that was another reason why I flew down there, because this. Either way, Chain of Memories was something, again, that I purchased when I was travelling a lot. This is one of my favourite games. It does take some time to get used to the card-based, turn-based strategy side of it, but once you get used to it, it's very good. And if you want to play this one, I wouldn't necessarily suggest paying for Game Boy Advance and this. I would suggest paying for, they remade it on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 within a bundle of other games, and I'm pretty sure you can just download this game now on the PlayStation Store, so I recommend that 100%. So obviously I can see that the time is flitting with this game, so I'm literally going to run through. I've got two baggies. So these are ones that, as I said, I pick up loose carts here and there. Barbie Pet Rescue on Game Boy Color. Rugrats Totally Angelica on Game Boy Color. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories on Game Boy Color. Dr. Frankenstein 1 and 2 on original Game Boy. Solitaire on Game Boy, and Paracel Stars on original Game Boy. So I have a Pokemon Gold, but this is, if you can see it on there, is actually a French version, and the way to check is basically there, whether or not it has America, USA, UK. This is a French version, but I can read and speak French, so that's fine. Mario and Yoshi. So this is the cookie game. Game Boy Color. Punchy Carrot, I think that says. I have no idea if that's a fake. Reserve Boy Rat on Game Boy Original. Rugrats in Paris. I love the Rugrats games, especially the In Paris games, and I have played and completed them all on pretty much every platform. Let's have a look. Turok 2 on Game Boy. Super Hits 2000 Color 32 in 1. So this is something that I used to pick up, these type of things, because when I used to go travelling again with my parents when I was a kid, this was something that I used to love, even though the games were poop. Turok 3 on Game Boy Color. Pokemon Blue on Game Boy. And Pokemon Red on Game Boy. Again, I love and originally had Pokemon Blue. I think I've picked up Red here and there. Warrior Blast on Game Boy. Rugrats Time Travels on Game Boy. And Thunderbirds on Game Boy Color. So that is all my Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. And then I have a second baggie, and this is these are all advanced games. Donkey Kong Country, MX 2000, Driver Advance 2, Yoshi Topsy Turvy. So this actually has a sensor built in, so when you move the console, it moves the pinball for you, or spinball. I have Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories for a second time, but this is a USA copy, and the original copy that I just showed then is a UK copy. So there is, I thought, no difference until I plugged them in just before I'd stuck one on eBay because I was going to get rid of one. And there is actually a difference. This one I can play as Riku on, where that one I can't play as Riku on. I don't know if it's because I need to complete that one first. Either way, yes. The original Lion King, Ace Lightning, which I adore and do have on PlayStation 2 as well. Simpsons Road Rage. I dropped one. Crosstown Heroes. Hot Wheels Burning Rubber. Broken Sword, The Shadow of the Templars. Pokemon Sapphire version. Puyo Puyo Fever, and that's by the Sonic franchise. The Muppets with the On With the Show. Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. Pokemon Pinball. Mega Man 04. I've never really played many Mega Man games, but I think that's come in a bundle. Banjo Pilot. Again, I have to say this every time, I don't condone fakes, but they're just some that I just want to purchase. So Pokemon Moe Moe Emerald version. So if you don't know Moe Moe is every Pokemon has been redrawn into a cute anime girl. And instead of catching Pokemon, you're catching these cute anime girls dressed as the Pokemon. So yes, they will look like Pikachu, they'll have ears, they'll look like a girl baby with the Pikachu ears and a tail and maybe like fur cuffs and like a little dress. I thought it was cute. So Mario Kart Super Circuit. Thunderbirds International Rescue. So that is every single Game Boy game that I have at the moment. I actually have a few hopefully turning up in the next few days. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But also let me know what Game Boy games if you played any as a kid, or even if you're playing any now, what you'd recommend, what games that you really like, because I don't mind ideas, because then it just adds to my collection, etc. So thank you very much for watching though. It's been really nice catching up with you guys, and I will see you soon. So